Hey guys, today I'm sharing with you a super delicious and amazing, very simple recipe for my sweet and sour chicken with pineapple chunks. It is so good. The balance of flavors and everything is amazingly flavorful and delicious. Let's get started. I have some green onions here, roughly about 3 to 4 green onions or so. We're also going to need some ginger, some garlic, I've got some onion, green bell pepper, as well as we will need some pineapple. You can use fresh pineapple or pineapple chunks that you get in a can. Into a bowl here, I'm going to go ahead and grate in about 4 medium-sized cloves of garlic. Of course, all the amounts will be listed below, as well as about 1 teaspoon of grated ginger. Then I'm going to go ahead and get my onion and use about a half to, depending if you have a really large onion, half to a quarter of it, looking for about roughly a half a cup of onion. And we want to cut this into really large chunks. So about 1 inch by 1 inch chunks of onion. I'm going to place that into my bowl, as well as about a half of a green bell pepper. You can also use red bell pepper if you'd like. Cut that up as well in large chunks. I'm transferring this over to a larger bowl, and I'm going to go ahead and use half a cup of pineapple juice. Now, if you are using fresh pineapple, just go ahead and use a half a cup of chicken stock. I'm going to roughly chop up my green onions and set that aside, as well as I've got my pineapple chunks that we'll be using a little later on. So I've got the green onion and the pineapple chunks. We're going to go ahead and set that aside and continue making our amazing sauce. So in the bowl I have the grated garlic, ginger, chopped up onion, and green bell pepper, as well as the pineapple juice. To that, we're going to season that with a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper, as well as some low sodium soy sauce, some apple cider vinegar, and some of this sweet chili sauce. All the amounts again will be listed below in the description box. We're also going to need some ketchup, as well as some brown sugar. Add all of that in, and we're going to give this a really nice stir. Throwing everything into a bowl, giving it a stir, and we are done with our sauce. And it is an amazingly delicious sauce. Give everything a really good stir to make sure everything is mixed together perfectly. Let's move over to our chicken. I have some chicken thighs here that I have cut up into about 1 inch by 1 inch size, 1.5 inches or so. I've removed as much of the fat as I can from it. You can also use chicken breasts if you want. We are going to lightly season this with a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper. I also have some grated garlic and grated ginger, some low sodium soy sauce. I'm going to add all of that into our chicken. I'm going to give that a mix to make sure the chicken is coated beautifully in the soy sauce, the garlic, and the ginger. And this is about 1.5 pounds of chicken or so. And then we're going to add in 1 large egg. Mix that all around till everything is coated beautifully, and let this sit and marinate for about 20 to 30 minutes. And after 20 or 30 minutes or so, we're just going to go ahead and add in some cornstarch to our chicken. Going to go ahead and add the cornstarch in, and we're going to give this a really good mix until the chicken is perfectly coated with all of the cornstarch, and you don't see any more of that white of that cornstarch. It all becomes kind of like a yellow pale color. Give that a really nice mix, and let's just head over to our stove to put this whole thing together. Now into a large saucepan here, I have some vegetable oil, about an inch or so up the sides, and I'm going to go ahead and just give my chicken a little mix. And my heat is on medium and it's ready to go. You can test your oil by placing a wooden spoon, the back of a wooden spoon. If you see bubbles, then you know that the oil is nice and ready. And we're going to go ahead and add in our chicken pieces one at a time. Don't be tempted to throw it all in there. It's just going to be a mess. So just do them one at a time. And this large saucepan can hold maybe 10 to 15 pieces of chicken at a time. I'm going to let this cook for 3 to 4 minutes on each side to develop a lovely color. I'm going to flip them, let them cook for another 3 to 4 minutes. You'll also want a plate lined with paper towels or napkins, and after these have cooked 3 to 4 minutes on each side, we want to remove our chicken pieces using a slotted spoon or something that can drain off all that excess oil. Going to go ahead and remove them and make sure and get as much of that oil off as possible, and then place it on our plate that we've just lined with paper towels or napkins to absorb any excess oil. I'm just going to finish up my batches of chicken, and then we're just going to put the whole thing together. I've got some chicken that are just sitting there waiting for my other batches, and after I have finished both batches, I'm going to go ahead and remove my oil into a heat-safe bowl. You can just use another pot if you want and add a tablespoon of vegetable oil. I just removed the oil and I'm leaving a little bit of leftover oil at the bottom. Going to take my sauce and give it a stir to make sure that if any garlic or ginger settle at the bottom, it just gets mixed in. And on medium heat, still on medium heat, we're just going to add in our sauce. Give that a nice mix around, and we're going to wait for that to come up to a boil. Once that has come up to a boil, we're going to carefully place our chicken pieces to our sauce. Give that a toss to make sure all of that chicken is coated in that delicious, delicious sauce. We want that chicken to cook and absorb that sauce. We're going to let this cook for 5 minutes. You can cover it if you'd like. And while that's cooking for 5 minutes, we have a little bit of cornstarch. We're going to add in some water. Give that a mix to create our slurry that we're going to use to thicken up the sauce. Make sure all of that cornstarch is completely dissolved. So our chicken has been cooking for 5 minutes. We're going to go ahead and add in our pineapples and our green onions at this point. Add it in, give it a really nice mix. Cover it up and let it cook for another 5 minutes. So we're just going to cook it for about 10 minutes at the end. Add our pineapples and our green onions, cover it up, let it go for another 5 minutes. After that second 5 minutes is over, we're going to remove the lid, give everything a nice little gentle toss. And then we're going to go ahead and add in our cornstarch slurry. Give that a mix, and in about 30 seconds or so, the sauce is just going to thicken up beautifully. Let it go for about a minute just to cook through that cornstarch and everything, and you are done. Dinner is served. It is so good. Oh my goodness. Served over some white rice, some fried rice. We are serving this with some fluffy jasmine rice, which is so fragrant and so delicious that the sauce and everything just complements each other beautifully. It is such an amazing meal. It's really simple, just a few steps to put things together, but it's really easy. It's better than takeout. At least I know what's going in my food, and that is what I love about making my own food at home. Turn your heat off. You are done. You are good to go. Serve this up again, like I said, fried rice, white rice, lo mein, whatever your heart's desire. Drizzle some of the amazing sauce over everything, and you're in business, good to go. I hope that you guys enjoy this recipe. Don't forget, all the amounts are listed below in the description box, and I will see you guys next time. If you give it a try, let me know. Bye-bye.